Welcome back to the channel. Go over the Texas real estate predictions for 2022 and 2023. I'm sure you might have seen a video or other similar videos like this, but I just wanted to give you my own perspective. Let's get it. So my name's Trevon. I'm a real estate agent and real estate investor. I work with Century 21 and I'm based in Texas. So if you need any information or want area updates, anything regarding real estate in the state of Texas, feel free to check the description below. I should at least be able to shoot you a referral or give you some more information regarding that specific area. We're going to read this article and then we're going to kind of dissect and then kind of talk about it at the end. And as we go through, we're going to just chat a little bit about it, see if we agree, see if we disagree. The Texas housing market is certainly a fascinating one to explore in 2022. Using several statistics, we explore the 2022 Texas housing market and where it's headed. The lack of inventory continues to inflate Texas housing prices for now, but many analysts predict that the rate of appreciation will slow down as compared to the last 2 years. Some of the fastest growing real estate markets in 2022 are in extremely desirable sections of Texas, particularly in the suburbs of major metropolitan areas like Houston, Austin, Dallas. These areas were picked up in the amount of people coming and moving in and prices, and they're still expected to grow. Now, year over year, prices have kind of adjusted already, but we're still expected to grow. These communities often have great educational systems and provide more value for money. They are ideal for millennials seeking a place to raise a family. The suburbs of Dallas and Austin are by far the most popular areas to purchase in Texas. Real estate brokers also report increased sales of lake properties and ranches as individuals seek ways to get away from these. You saw that during 2020. Lots of people wanted to get out of the cities just because they were locked down, couldn't really do much in there. And now, at least if you go out in the country, or at least you get some acreage, there's a little more freedom that you have, less restrictions. Yes, it's not as accessible and there might not be as much infrastructure around, typically depending on where you go. But yeah, who doesn't like a ranch nowadays, right? So according to Zillow, the typical value of mid-priced property in Texas has climbed by 19.8% over the last 12 months. It stands at $314,000, which is $52,000 more than last August. People are flocking all over the state of Texas to move here, to invest, and to grow with the state of Texas. So the Texas housing market is expected to grow in 2023. I would agree with this article. In other words, if you're debating whether or not to purchase a house this year, you can start preparing now to be a better buyer in 2023. Texas housing market mirrors larger national trends, albeit with some regional variation, and imbalance between the demand and supply has fueled rapid home appreciation across the state. This is kind of how the Texas market is currently going on right now. Aggressive central bank policies drag down the Texas housing sector, slowing sales. As housing inventories improve and prices fall, the housing sector continues to ease. Despite a nationwide decline in construction permits, high demand for construction shows many home buyers are delaying significant purchases. Lower priced homes in attractive markets for first-time buyers and younger households sold less than higher priced homes, which is typical. Typically, luxury homes don't sell as quickly or as often as your typical suburb home or kind of starter home. I mean, the difference in price, and that's why. And obviously in Texas, there's going to be more of the middle class buyer than the luxury buyer. Another thing that's going to really help Texas is going to be the Texas employment situation. So home sales are typically intimately related to the health of the economy and increase and decrease in tandem with economic activity. That was a jumble. But as economies decline, the money supply becomes more constrained as it gets more difficult to obtain money. Fewer house buyers enter the market. With fewer house buyers accessible due to stricter credit criteria, inventory of houses rise or take longer to sell. And the price decreases when there's more product supply and less demand for it. Obviously, right? If your home is sitting on the market for 80 days, 90 days, you're eventually going to drop the price if you really want to sell it. And typically that will indicate whether you're too high or too low. And you'll have to find out the hard way if you don't get yourself a good agent. I mean, sometimes the market, it did just flip. You know what I mean? There's certain neighborhoods that just flip too quick for certain agents to realize. And yeah, they got caught off guard. So rising prices force the Fed to respond to inflationary pressures. As economic uncertainties grow, bond yields and mortgage rates rise. As market fears increase, Texas labor market has slowed, but it's still increasing. Initial unemployment claims are at a record low as out-of-state employees join Texas' booming workforce. In 3 major metros, nominal earnings rose. In July, the 3 metros with salary increases beat month-over-month inflation, offering real wage increases. So to a normal person, some of that stuff could be boring, but I find it quite interesting. Obviously, I'm in real estate and I invest, so this stuff kind of pertains to what I do. So I do agree with what this article had to say. I feel the main thing that's dragging everything down is interest rates, right? Once they get those interest rates under control, or basically with interest rates, your rate is so high that your monthly payment is so high. Like your mortgage payment just ends up being too much, or more than what people typically want to pay, especially more than what so let's say you bought your home 10 years ago, right? You had a low interest rate, a 2%, 3% interest rate, and you bought that home that was 700,000. So you probably only paid, 3,000, 4,000 a month, or your mortgage was probably only 3,000, 4,000. Could have been even less, right? With 2% interest rate. But now it's double that, right? So some people don't want to pay 5,000 a month. I mean, even in like a $350,000 home, you're still paying like 2,000, right? 2,200. Of course, there are a lot of things that factor into that. So that number is really a broad number because you really want to get in contact with a lender and give them all your information. That way they can kind of build you a plan, kind of really see where you're at. So I do think things will soften up. And as we're already kind of seeing, things are softening up. If you're thinking about selling, you just want to make sure you price it truly, truly correctly, not above what the market is indicating, right? Because right now your competition's a lot higher than it was before. Not saying it's not the time to sell, but you just want to be more calculated in it instead of just throwing your house up with some pictures, just thinking it's going to sell. All in all, truly, anything can happen in the market. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but you still want to have a plan, right? If you don't plan to buy this year, it's better to know exactly how you're going to execute the plan, so that way in 2024 you're ready to go out and ready to purchase a home. You never know, you might find yourself catching a deal just because you did a little more research. But that's going to be it for the video. Once again, my name's Trevon. I also am a real estate agent out of Texas. I work with Century 21. If you didn't catch that at the beginning, I'm also a real estate investor. So if you have any questions about anything regarding real estate, feel free to check the description. My email will be there. Shoot me an email and I'll give you a call, or we can have a quick chat and maybe come up with a plan to maybe get you a home in 2023, or at least give you some more information. That way you're no longer scared, or that way no longer having to click on videos like mine. You'll be aware and ready for when it is the time for you to buy. But if you made it this far, really appreciate you watching. I'm going to try to keep doing videos like this pertaining to more information on the real estate market, so the people that follow me are ready and prepared and know what's going on. But that's it. I'll catch you guys later.
Me, there's all these city people moving into town, and I think I'd like to sell my property.